What up, y'all? It's your girl, Tammi Jean, formerly known as Lady Merk. I gotta say formerly known as Lady Merk because he keeps trying to say Lady Merk. I told him I ain't Lady Merk no more. But this was the Untold interview, and we just wrapped up a very exclusive, very in-depth interview. So, yeah, check it out. And make sure y'all follow them. They got that, you know what I mean? They got that work.
I got Tammi Jean, formerly known as Lady Merk, on the Untold interview. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, on the show, Give us a backdrop of the story, like where you from, your upbringing, things like that.
Okay, well, I'm from Philly. It's funny because I do represent the whole entire Philly, although Uptown, Mount Airy, West Oak Lane is my stomping grounds. That's where it all began for me. Well, all began for me musically, as far as like getting my name in the door. This is when I used to be Lady Merk.
Okay.
That all started from Uptown. So that's why I always rep Uptown. However, I was born in Nicetown off of St. Paul Street. And then I moved up Alany. And then from Alany, it was Uptown. So I represent, yes, it's crazy.
Now,
I'm all over the place.
Everybody that come on the show that proclaim they from Uptown or they lived up there, where were you at in Uptown?
19 in Plymouth.
19.
So across the street from TNT, corner store, up the street from Bruno's.
Okay, I consider
across the street from Shrimpies.
Yep, that's Uptown. Because certain people get Alany, confused.
How could they?
That's
two separate areas.
They do. They say anything that's past Broad and Alany is Uptown. And that's
that's
not
crazy. That's crazy. I can see them mistaking Germantown for Uptown, if anything.
Yeah,
not Alany. I never heard nobody get that mixed up.
Yeah, yep.
But I'm from there too, because like I said, I used to live up Broad and Alany, which is like near off of Park Avenue.
Okay.
I got a song called 5742, and that song was representing Alany.
Okay.
From where I was like, basically from, I guess you could say from, I want to say 5 years old up until I was like 10.
Okay.
And then from there, it was all Uptown.
All Uptown.
Yeah.
So, from that time, you definitely are Uptown person.
Yeah. I went to Wagner Middle School from 6th to 8th grade. And when I graduated from Wagner Middle School, I was supposed to go to King, but my mom and dad wasn't having it. They was like, no, you're not going there. And then instead, they sent me to Fells High School. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she didn't want me going there. She said anywhere but there. They were trying to get me in Cardinal Doherty, but I was like, Mom, I don't want to go to Catholic school.
Yeah.
So then she was like, all right, well, we're going to Fells High School.
Yeah.
Fells was a good choice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
I actually went to King. Put it like this: it wasn't the school; it was the people that's in the school.
Yeah, she didn't want me to go. At the time, it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're not going there. Because I was a spoil you girl. Like, she had me like and wearing like, even when I went to Wagner, I was wearing like the big figure 8 earrings, the gold chains, medallions. I was like really like, I'm an only child.
Okay.
So my parents spoiled me, and and she was like, they're gonna rob you. I got robbed at Wagner. They snatched my figure 8s when I was waiting for the bus.
Wow.
A guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, growing up in Philadelphia, how did you navigate, through the city, and at that time, I'm saying the early 90s, things like that.
Yeah.
So, the streets was kind of mean.
Yeah. Still is. Meaner.
How did you navigate through Philadelphia?
I got a lot of people that love me and take care of me. And me being an only child and living a sheltered life, I knew to do the right thing. So I alleviated a lot of drama by being in a house a lot.
Okay.
So when girls was, mind you, when I went to Fells High School, it was people that in Fells that was moms. I was still a virgin. They were mothers. I was literally still a virgin. I'm a late bloomer. I started late. So my dad being kind of like sheltering me and my mother being sheltering, it kind of caused me to be in the house a lot. So I got by being in the house. I literally went to school, came home. And when I started working at Cheltenham Mall, I went to work, came home. I wasn't in the mix. I wasn't out in the streets girl.
What age did you work at Cheltenham Mall?
I worked at the House of Beauty from 16 years old, being under my mom because she was already the store supervisor.
Right.
So I was like, Mom, I want to work. I'm tired of just going to school and coming home. And she was like, where you want to work? I was like, I want to work with you. And she begged her boss at the time, shout out Gary Roman. She begged her boss at the time to let me work at the store. He was like, she's too young, but I'll put her in my little kiosk and she can do gift wrapping. So he put me in the kiosk in the middle of the mall so I can do gift wrapping. So I was 16. I was 15 when I was doing the gift wrapping. When he finally started letting me work in the store, I think I was 17.
All right. Yeah, House of Beauty. My both of my sisters used to go there, and
every girl in Philly went there.
Yeah.
There's so many people that be like, I know you and your mom. I know you. Yo, I know Miss Sharon. You did my prom makeup. Oh, your mom used to do my lashes. Your mom did my eyebrows. If they don't know me from rapping, they know me from House of Beauty. It's either or.
Now, speaking of rapping, well, let me ask you something. What type of music did you grow up listening to?
Believe it or not, R&B.
R&B?
Yeah, I probably should have been a singer.
What artists?
You want me to be honest? Growing up, listening to?
Growing up.
My mother had me listening to the old heads. So like Stephanie Mills, Shaka Khan, Earth, Wind & Fire, Sly and the Family Stone, Patty. And then when I started listening to R&B on my own, it was people like SWV. I love Total. I love Total. I wish they were still singing. I love that vibe that they had. Escape, Aaliyah, Brandy. The classics.
That's in my playlist today.
The classics.
Yeah,
Brandy is my favorite R&B. Brandy and Whitney Houston. Brandy and Whitney Houston are my two favorite R&B singers as women.
I've never heard anyone say that Brandy was their favorite
singer. Oh yeah, because people hate on Brandy's. I guess you could say her tone. They say she's very nasally. I love her runs.
Okay.
I love her runs.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell me she ain't killed Angel in Disguise. That's my favorite song to sing at karaoke, Angel in Disguise.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah.
So you grew
Full
up.
Moon. Yeah.
Full Moon. Actually, listen.
Come on, I can't. I like on Brandy.
I like that. I like that song, Full Moon. So you grew up pretty much mother and dad in a household.
Yeah, only child. Yeah, and a bunch of aunts and cousins.
Oh my goodness.
That I wish I was still close with.
Did you ever want like a sibling?
No. Who ain't went having all the Christmas to themselves, and I ain't had to share it with nobody. It was all me. What?
Spoiled. So
very.
And
still is.
In your household, obviously you was around music, like you said, you listened to all the oldies. When did you transition into I want to be a rapper?
All right, so backstory. I come from a musically inclined family. My grandmother was a singer. My mother was a rapper.
Your mom?
My mom used to rap. So she rapped back then with like Sparky D and Roxanne Shante era.
Okay.
And her name was Sharon B. from Seymour Street, because she's from Germantown. So her little rap name was SB from Sharon B. from Seymour Street. I still remember one of her old raps. My name's Sister Sharon, and I got more rhymes in the back of my mind. I wear my pants by Calvin Klein. I'm telling you the truth, and that's no lie. I went to school at Kensington High. Something. Yes, moms used to rap, and she used to battle, and they used to throw money. She was real short. She's 4'11", and she used to be out there with a whole bunch of guys, and they used to throw money at her. I got this little girl named Sharon. She'll eat you up. So my mom was a rapper.
Oh, so that's where
before she even had me. Yeah, before she even had me, she was spitting. I think it came from my mom and my grandma. My grandmom sung, and my mom rapped.
What year did you have the urge to rap, and who did you look up to?
My very first rap I wrote was, when I was 17 years old. And it was ass. That joint was corny. But it was real. That's when I used to rap like, I was like the lyrical miracle rapper.
Okay.
So a lyrical miracle rapper probably wouldn't think it's corny. But now I'm looking back, it was corny. What a catastrophe. You say you filled with velocity, when deep down inside I know you filled with mendacity. Elastically, I rolled through, destroy your whole capacity. Now to me that's ass. But some people might, oh, that was all right. No, that's ass. But the first rap I wrote when I took it serious is when I heard the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album. And that's who inspired me, by the way, to answer your second question. She inspired me. When I heard that Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, is the song on her album called The Final Hour. And when the song go off, It's the song when you can get the money, you can get the power, but keep your eyes on the final hour. When the song goes off, the beat ride for like a minute. And that's when I wrote that Heat. And that was the one I took serious. And from there on, that was it.
Miseducation. That was a dope album.
Oh, absolutely.
And just, you know,
still is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's not too many albums you can go back and listen to and it feel like brand new, and that's one of them.
And that at that time, because I tell people this all the time, like back then, music was educational.
Oh, absolutely.
You got a message from it.
Absolutely.
Versus today.
Talk about it.
Versus today, you know, it's a little out there. You know, once upon a time, we had a activist by the name of Dolores Tucker that, you know, she was pretty much fighting for not just, you know, female rights,
women's
but
rights.
not to exploit women and into the lyrics and things like that. And she got, you know, she got dragged through the mud from the hip hop era, you know, before it wasn't cool to call a woman out of their name. So that's when they developed the parental advisories and, you know, stuff like that. What is different from then and now?
Like you said, music then was more profound. Music then was more universal. It had more of a message. And that's the music I miss. I guess that's the reason why I separate myself by default. I don't even separate myself. By default, I'm separated from a lot of the female rappers, and no shade to them at all. No shade to y'all. That's y'all twist. But I try to make, no matter what I do, I try to put a message in my song. That was one of the reasons why I decided to change my name from Lady Merk to Tammi Jean, because I felt like as Lady Merk, I was living a facade. First and foremost, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm a lady. Duh, I'm a girl. I'm a lady. And then the Merk thing, it signifies murder. You know, for a lot of people, that's not where I got it from. Merk is my childhood nickname. My grandma named me, I was Merk since I was 3. But in the hip hop culture, it means kill. So it's Lady and then Merk. It just didn't fit my persona anymore. So I decided to be who I am. My real name is Tammi Jean Lewis, Tammi Jean.
Now, when people used to say, well, come to the stage, Lady Merk, did it ever make you cringe?
No, but it started to. Eventually it started to. The older I got and became like, you know, I feel like I'm living a facade. I feel like if I'm not true to myself as an artist, how can I even give y'all the music I really want to give y'all? Lady Merk, how long I'm going to be Lady Merk? So I was like, Tammi Jean. Tammi Jean goes a long way. Tammi Jean is a name, is a regular name. So it's like, it holds more weight to me. As soon as I turned to Tammi Jean, that's when I got verified on Instagram. This was before they was buying them blue checks. This is when it was just like they was giving them to you when they felt like you needed them. They didn't give it to Lady Merk. That name is so intimidating. I feel like
it does make you, you know, think of it in a negative way.
Yeah, it's a negative, you know, back to it has a negative tone to it. So I felt like Lady Merk is Tammi Jean is more pleasant and more welcoming.
Right.
And when I turned Tammi Jean, I got invited to MTV to rap for Little Kim and Sway. When I turned to Tammi Jean, I got bigger offers. Now, when I was Lady Merk, I was on VH1 Miss Rap Supreme.
Okay.
But it was a competition. I had to battle for that competition, for that spot. When I turned to Tammi Jean, they just called me up to MTV. They said, would you like to come to MTV? It's a little bit more of a better approach with Tammi Jean as opposed to Lady Merk. Wouldn't you agree?
Plus, I agree. Plus, it's your actual name.
It's my name. So I feel like I'm not living a facade. So to answer your question, then music was more profound and it had more of a message, like you said. Now music is just like, if you're not rapping one way, especially as a girl, if you're not rapping about the same thing that other girls rapping about, they kind of look at you like you corny. And I think that's lame.
Yeah.
I think that it should be as universal as it was then, because back then we had a Lil Kim and a Foxy and a Trina. Then we had the Missy and the Debrat. Then we had a Soleil. Then we had a Shauna. We had all this we had an Eve. She played the middle. She was sexy, but she still was profound and had a message. Now everybody got to rap about pussy.
But I agree. But it's a thing where today, versus back in the day, female artists, like you said, they had a message. Eve, you know, she'll give you the rough, rugged, and raw, but then she also had Love Is Blind.
Exactly. That's the point I just made. Yeah.
These females today, artists wise, they don't give you a message. You don't leave the the car from blasting their music with anything.
You don't want to rewind and say, did she just say that? Or damn, that hit a nerve. Or this song made me cry. Ain't that, the songs these girls put out, they not making us cry. I remember when Love Is Blind used to make me cry. I never even been through it, but it made me tear up. Like, damn, what if I had a girlfriend who I tried to warn her to get out of her situation and it never happened and it killed her? You know what I mean? Like, that song made you think. It was songs with messages. Even Kim and Foxy, even with them back then being sexually explicit, they even still had songs with messages. Now, there's no messages. I don't be hearing too many messages in under the song.
I don't know about Kim.
Kim has some songs. If you listen to La Bella Mafia, see, I'm a Kim and Foxy fan.
So that's later. That's in the 2000s.
Later, not hardcore. Not on hardcore.
Hardcore
No,
was
not on hardcore. But like the later albums, like The Naked Truth, La Bella Mafia, The Notorious K.I.M. If you listen to all the songs all the way through, she gave you a couple Johns.
Right.
She gave you a couple Johns, but it's like, again, no shade to the girls. I want to hear something. Give me some diversity. We all know you got a pussy, mama. Everybody got a fat ass. Everybody got a fat ass. Everybody got a pussy. We all like fashion. We all like the shit is starting to sound redundant.
Right.
Everybody rapping about the same thing. So when you got that one girl that's rapping about 5742 North Park Avenue, them days were the good days, but in hindsight, I never knew. All the dream, you know what I mean? Like when you rapping about something about your upbringing or about where you from, and it's not in a negative tone of she corny, she not on our wave, we not fucking with it. Why? Why can't it be accepted when you talking about your pussy every 5 minutes is? That's how I just feel like it should be fair. I feel like music should be the way it was then when everybody was accepted, no matter what you did. You got your people that want to listen to her. You got your people that want to listen to her. But it's just a wave full of girls that all rap the same.
What was your first mixtape?
My first mixtape was the Black Russian Volume 1. And I never did the Volume 2. And I regret not doing the Volume 2 because Volume 1 was so good, but it was hosted by DJ No Rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the MySpace early YouTube era?
That was MySpace. We didn't even have a Facebook.
Yep.
We didn't even have a Facebook yet.
I remember hearing that.
I was promoting my mixtape on MySpace, yep.
Now, what's the difference from promoting it then and promoting your music now?
Well, now we have a bigger platform. We have more access to promo because the platforms are larger. Back then, all we had was like MySpace and like Black Planet or YouTube. Now we got Instagram, we got TikTok, we got Twitter, Threads, YouTube, and Facebook. And whatever, you can make up your own platform these days because the iPhone, the smartphone is so powerful, you could just become a star with your iPhone, like literally. You seen what Wallow did with the iPhone. He got out of jail and he got busy.
He didn't have an iPhone. I think he had an Android at that time.
He probably had a Galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't know what he had when he got out. I think, knowing Wallow, he probably had an iPhone.
Gil probably put him on
Yeah,
the
he probably had an iPhone. Yeah, but you know, the smartphone is so powerful. You literally could become a star with your smartphone. So it's like, yeah, that's the difference. We didn't have that back then. We didn't have the smartphone. We had flip phones.
We had the flip phones. We tried to make something work.
Yeah.
So, your Lady Merk at this time,
Mm-hmm.
were you into any groups like First Lady something?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Ram Squad. Well, literally, their first lady was Eve.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, their very first lady was Eve, and then she broke off and she went to at the time she went to L.A. and she was working with Dr. Dre. That was before Rough Riders. So at the time, before she moved to L.A. to work with Dre, they had a first lady, and it was Eve. They didn't really talk about it that much, but she was their first. She was their unofficial first lady. And then later on, when Lady Merk started rapping and taking her rapping serious, I started going to open mics, one of which is named Chemistry. It was on Ridge in Midville. and Manayunk. And at the time, DJ Miz, we don't play. Dun, dun, we don't play.
Right.
The infamous DJ Miz, he was the DJ at the open mics I was rapping for. And he discovered me there. And he took me under his wing. He said, I liked your performance. You got the look. You remind me of like Foxy Brown and Lauryn Hill mixed together. And he's like, I like your look. I want to see if I can work with you. He took me to his studio called The Hideaway on Ridge Avenue. And that's when I rapped for Tammi, because he was looking for a girl to do the Fortunate remix. Remember their song, Some Fortunate, Some Less Fortunate? He was looking for a girl to do the Fortunate remix. And Miz was like, spit for Tammi. I spit for him. He was like, oh yeah, she would be perfect for Fortunate remix. I did the remix. And I was like, how fortunate can it be without this bitch in the skirt? M to the ER, K bring the heat, leave you hurt. Stuck somewhere. Fuck with Ram Squad, you get stuck right there. Chocolate, bow leg, take it right there. Iceberg, all right, but Prada over here. Yeah, like I had a whole little verse for it. I performed it for the Powerhouse. We opened up for Powerhouse. This was the Powerhouse. This was the Powerhouse where it was Little Kim, Carl Thomas, Mystical. Lil Kim, Carl Thomas, Mystical, and I forgot who else, but Ram Squad opened up and I performed the Fortunate remix in front of, I think it was like, 10,000 people. That's when Powerhouse was popping because the acts were bigger. It's like, the acts was like big deals back then. And that's why I was like, all the stuff these girls is doing now, I did it when I was Lady Merk back in the day. Like, I don't even be pressed about Powerhouse no more because I performed at 2 Powerhouses back in the day.
Now, the first time I've seen Lady Merk was in a music video. I guess it was for a soundtrack. It was Ram Squad member Boy Bax and Ab Lava and yourself and some other artists.
It was me, Ab Lava, Mike Knox, and Boy Bax.
Okay. And let me ask you something. Like, how did that become?
Well, I was a Ram Squad member. We was Bankroll, and we were signed to Universal J Corps. And shout out Jane Riggins. She signed Tammi and them, and then they brought Bankroll on board. Bankroll consisted of me, E-Rex, Wiz Gam, Charlie Khan. So it was Ram Squad, which was Tommy Hill, Boy Bax, 6ix9ine, Radic.
Okay.
And then they formed another smaller group, which was the Bankroll, which was me, Charlie Khan, E-Rex, Wiz Gam. And we all together was on the same team, on the same label. That's when the I See Nothing But Gangsters up in here. I was in the Ballers video. They did the soundtrack for Bait. They did a couple movie soundtracks, but during that time, right before the Baller song came out, we did that song that you're talking about, where you saw on the soundtrack when I had an all black on.
Right.
And it was over the Scenario 2000 beat. And they was like, we all need to do a song together. I don't know how Lava came a part of it. I think we was just all in the studio one day. Matter of fact, it was like probably like Mike Knox and Lava. And then they called me in. They said, we need some female energy. And they called me up. And I'm already a member. So I just pulled up. And that's how it happened. Now, Magic was made. That was a great collaboration.
Yeah, it was a great music video. And like I said, that's how I, first got introduced to Lady Merk. So how did you hold your weight on a song full of men? Only girl.
Well, I didn't know what nobody else was rapping about. I just knew I had to bar up because I'm on the song. Come on, with Lava. Lava was one of my favorite members from the Major Figures. Like him, Spado, and Dutch. Like I just was like, oh my God, I'm on a song with Lava, and then Mike Knox, and then Boy Bax, and Tommy was there, but he wasn't on the record, but he was like behind us in the video, and I'm like, damn, and I was like, I just barred up. I always was a writer, writing first for me, so it was easy. That's what got everybody to like me, from my writing. My pen was always strong, so it was nothing for me to just bar up.
Now, what happened? Did you leave the Ram Squad group, or?
Well, what happened is when Ram Squad became toxic, I had to get out. Niggas start saying this person's snitching, this person is a rat. I'm the only girl in the group. I didn't want to be associated. People was trying to shoot up people. Cars was getting hit up. It was drug allegations going around, snitch allegations going around. And by default, it was just too much for me. So I was like, you know what? I think it's best I just back. Like the group started to break apart.
Okay.
So once the group started to break up, and once the guys start beefing, where I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be just hanging on, waiting for somebody to drop an album so I can get on the song? No. I made the conscious decision to get out at a good time. It was already a lot of toxic shit going on, and it was my easy way to get out.
Now, was you
no
signed?
No bad blood, no hard feelings.
Were you signed paper-wise?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I had to sit it out for like a year and a half. And then God rest his soul, Stephen Epstein, he basically sat me down and talked to me. He was like, I know this is a lot for you. And I know you being your mother's only child, because Epi was real cool with my mom. You know, they was like really close, and he explained some things to my mom and my lawyer at the time. Dan, you looked over the contract, and business was handled professionally, and I was able to get out the situation with Bankroll.
Now, leaving Bankroll
Mm-hmm.
and consuming your own.
Mm-hmm. Well, I took a break after the Ram Squad departure. So after I got out of Ram Squad, I sat down for like 6 months, reevaluated some things, figured out, now that I'm a solo artist, now that I want to be a solo artist, because from the whole time I've been rapping, I've been a part of this group. And although I was very young and they was a lot older than me, because when I was a part of the group, I was 17 years old, and they was already in their 20s. I think Tommy was like probably already like 28, and I was 17. So these were like, not only were they my old heads and my big brothers, but I'm the youngest one. So now I'm all by myself. I'm on my own. How do I do this? I'm out of this contract. How do I do this? And I started just like looking at the time the other female rappers and how they was leading with their careers. So at the time, I think Foxy Brown had just came out with the China Doll album.
Okay, yeah, I remember that album.
And I'm looking at like, okay, her and Kim beefing, but they still holding their own. They still doing their thing. That's when Kim, I don't know if Kim did her year in a day in prison yet, or was that later on? Yeah, that was later on. But I was like, okay, now that I'm on my own as an artist, what do I do? Do I come out with a mixtape? Do I come out with an album? So I decided to do the mixtape, and that was the Black Russian Volume 1.
Now, was there any nervousness?
Of course.
You know, you was the first lady of a record label. Now you got to hold it down by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, of course I was nervous.
At that time, just to go back to the Ram Squad era, were you guys doing artist development?
At the time, we had all of that. I wish they had that now. I wish there was artist development and all of that now, because a lot of these artists really need it. They're not developed. They don't know how to do something as simple as this, which is have an interview the right way. They don't know how to be on time for things. They don't know how to perform well and engage with the audience. I wish it was artist development now. We would have more successful artists, especially in the city of Philly. But then we had that. And we had rehearsals. You know, I did songs. I got a song with Crumb Snatcher, an artist from Boston, Guru. God rest his soul, Guru from Gangstar.
Yes.
My first studio session with an out-of-state artist was my session with Crumb Snatcher, and Guru gave me some great advice. He was like, the best thing you can do is be yourself. If they don't accept it now, they'll respect it later. Don't try to conform to what anybody else is doing. Be yourself. And that's another thing that I held on to. He said that to me back in 2002. And I held on to that. And that's another reason why I changed my name, because I felt like I was starting to conform. You know, back then we had people like OGs like Guru who would give us great advice. Now we don't even have that. It's like everybody is like hating on each other. Philly is so toxic. It's like everybody wanted for themselves and want to come up and then not really want to share their gems with nobody else. I'm the type, I love to share gems. If I had a younger me, if it was a girl that was like 16 or 17 years old that looked up to me and wanted my advice, I would love to give her that advice. Whether it was about fashion, whether it's about music, relationships, I would love to have that. But now the young girls is hating on you. The old heads are too. Even your best friends, people you consider your best friends. It's all this hate. It's like, damn, I wish it was like we had OGs back then that mentored us.
Right.
It's not the same. Nothing's the same anymore.
So you got your first mixtape out. What is your process as far as marketing and promoting?
I was on my own. I was a one-woman army. Shout out C's, my engineer, Raziac Studios. He has been my engineer for over 15 years. Man, God, C's. What would I do without him? So DJ No Rap hosted the mixtape.
Okay.
And I got an official remix with LL Cool J on that mixtape called what was the Hush remix, and also it was another collaboration I did, but that was the major one, the Hush remix. But anyway, C's, man, he put that mixtape, he mastered the hell out of that mixtape, and every album or mixtape or project I did after that up until this day. And that's another thing about the game I miss, loyalty. Who do you know had the same engineer for 15 years? I've been to other studios, but that's still my engineer. No matter what, if I that's who I'm gonna call if I need some shit mixed and mastered. I'm calling C's. I'm going to Raziac Studio. I got my own studio I built from with my own hands in my own basement, but I'm still gonna go to C's for a mix and master. I do pre-production at my studio, but I'm still gonna take it to the home-based studio, which is Raziac Studio. And he mixed and mastered that one. It was beautiful. He helped me with the skits. He did everything. He did the same thing with my next project. After I did the Black Russian Volume 1, I think it was, I'm losing. Oh yeah, Heavens to Murgatroyd. After Heavens to Murgatroyd, it was Lady Merk Exposed. After that, we did the Lycan mixtape. Everybody was on there. Daddy-O. Oh man, Daddy-O back working. I'm so proud of him. Yeah. See, that's another artist who had that diversity and that creativity that I miss.
Very creative.
He back out here working. Shout out Daddy-O. But yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, sweetie. I got so many projects, I'm forgetting the name of them. I got Quarantine Flows, Introducing Tammi Jean, Queen Talk, Unbreakable, Still Unbreakable. That's my new project. That's my newest project. That's the newest one? That's the newest one that I just dropped about 10 months ago. That's my latest project. And now I'm about to come out with another project, self-titled.
Now, did the lyrics change on there, or you still get Lady Merk?
Still Unbreakable is just all Tammi Jean. I have Lady Merk moments every now and then, but more times than not is when I'm like freestyling or ciphers or like acapellas, or if I gotta battle somebody.
You battle?
If I have to.
Who you ever spar with?
No, not. Listen, it gotta be some money. I don't have any official battles.
Okay.
But if there's ever a beef, and I don't do that, people don't fuck with me. They do it behind my back. I wish they do it. I wish they said my name more and did it to my face so that I can, because I would love to get that ass. I would love to. I think they know better though.
So you still got that competitive nature in you.
We all do. We rap. You better if you're a rapper, especially from Philly. They might hear a little bit. They might hear a little bit of Lady Merk soon. I got something coming.
Speaking of Philly.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, have the process of getting artists on, have that changed, or for the good or for the worse?
What do you mean? Elaborate.
So some would say it's gatekeepers, you know. Did that change from back then until now? Is it more easier to get on in Philly?
All you gotta do is have an iPhone, a smartphone, and a big following on social media. Because now, what's selling is not talent. You don't have to have talent to sell. You just gotta be likable, and you gotta have a strong social media presence. Talent don't sell anymore. I wish it did, because it would make room for people who really got it to prosper. It's just a bunch of girls with BBLs and big followings on social media. That's all you gotta have. For a girl, you gotta have a nice BBL, a big following, a blue check, and a smartphone.
Now,
and do some shit that's like degrading, some gimmicky shit.
Now, why? All right, so going to the BBL, I did ask this question before, but I want your insight on it.
Yeah.
Why do female artists need a BBL?
I don't know. I think it's a marketing, like we talked about, like you're talking about marketing. It's a marketing strategy. I think they feel like they need it because asses sell, sex sells. So if you got a flat butt, and you know that all the guys and all the girls either want the big butt, and all the guys like to look at the big ass. So why not? If I don't have one on my own, and I got the money to buy it, or somebody want to buy me one, why not get one?
Throughout the years, it became a health scare. Certain females, you know, passed away from it.
Because they're getting the cheap ones done and they're going to the wrong place.
Who you gotta go to?
I don't know. I don't condone it. I'm hearing, okay, if it's giving you infections or if you, I hear them Jones be leaking.
That's what I heard.
I hear your butt turn black and purple. I don't know what type of jobs they getting done. If your butt is turning black and purple and is leaking. I wouldn't want to get anything where my butt is turning black and purple and is leaking. I wouldn't want that in me. I have ulcerative colitis. I got a problem with that because it makes me go to the bathroom a lot. I can't eat certain foods anymore. I'd be damned if I'm scared about having to get my colon removed because that's ultimately what's going to happen if I don't get it under control. I'm going to have to get my colon removed, which means I'm going to have to wear a colostomy bag. I don't want that for myself. So why would I want to get something done to make myself look good that might harm me in the long run? I'm afraid of all that stuff. Going under the knife and surgery and all that. I'm afraid of that shit. So I don't know nothing about the BB. All I know is a lot of girls got them. Some girls got them and they actually do look good. And then some girls got them and their legs be too skinny and the butt be too big and they look crazy. I don't know about those Jones. That's not my cup of tea. I don't know.
You just said that you had a health condition. What was that again?
I have ulcerative colitis. I mean, it's an open book. I talk about it all the time on my social media page. I try to raise awareness. Some people think I do it for clout, but I do it to raise awareness because for young Black women, first and foremost, I need more of my Black women to get checkups on the regular, to get blood work done, to get colonoscopies done, to be more concerned about their health instead of how good they look on the outside. Be more focused on what's going on the inside of your body, instead of worrying about the BBL and the Botox and the big titties and all of that stuff. Focus more on what's going on internally as well. So I do it to raise awareness. But UC is a irritable bowel syndrome. You know, like Crohn's, like IBS, like leaky gut. It's in that realm, but it's like the baby brother to Crohn's. Okay. So with Crohn's, it deals more with your intestines. With ulcerative colitis, it focuses more on your colon. And back in 2023, I was experiencing some really, really, really bad stomach pains that I didn't know, that came out of nowhere, that I didn't know what was going on with my life. And I was just like, first I thought I had a stomach virus, and then that wasn't it. And then I went to the hospital, and then they diagnosed me. Well, they gave me a colonoscopy, and they gave me a ultrasound. And they said, we see something there, but to be sure, we need to go in. So they put me to sleep. They gave me the colonoscopy, and they found bleeding ulcers on my colon. And they said, they diagnosed me with UC. I never even heard of it. I heard of Crohn's, but at the time when I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not even hear of that disease. And I was like, so what now? They was like, well, it's uncurable, but it can be treated with biologic medicine, and you have to change your whole diet. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, you can no longer eat red meat. If you eat pork, you can no longer eat that. If you drink dairy products, eat anything dairy, you can no longer eat that. Peanuts, popcorn, everything. So now I'm like basically a pescatarian. All I eat is fish. Every now and then I'll eat some chicken breasts. But even when I eat chicken, I can't eat it with the skin. I can't eat fried foods no more. I have to cook all my foods in virgin olive oil. The only cheeses I can eat is sharpened Swiss. Like, my life has changed tremendously overnight, just like that. And guess what? They don't even know how you get it. It just comes out of nowhere. They didn't even say that it was genetic. They said that it can come from a couple of things: bad eating habits, internal bleeding that you don't know that you have, excessive trauma. But it could be a variable of things. And I don't know I don't know what it came from. We're still trying to figure it out.
When you got diagnosed with UC,
yeah,
mentally, where were you at?
Oh, man. Well, I almost died. So let's start there. The diagnosis was the easiest part. The almost dying part wasn't, because so let me rewind to where I say I started experiencing really bad stomach pains. They were so severe that no type of medicine, Tylenol, ibuprofen, nothing I was taking was helping. So out of nowhere, I went from 160 152 pounds to 101 pounds, because you're bleeding internally and you don't know it. By the time I got admitted to the hospital, my lips was blue. I couldn't eat. Everything that I did try to eat, I was regurgitating because I'm dying. I didn't even know it. They was like, it's a good thing you brought her when you did, because a couple more days, we don't know if she would have been here. My blood was so low that they couldn't even pull an IV line. They had to use they call it a Doppler, an ultrasound thing to find my veins. They had to give me a blood transfusion. I was done. I was out of here. I was out of here. You saw all the bones in my back. That's how skinny I was. I'm sorry if I start crying. It's because every time I think about how I looked when this happened, I get really emotional, but it was not a good time for me. And even now, I've had a number of 14 flare-ups in 2 years. Since I've been diagnosed with this, I keep getting flare-ups. So I don't have a good case of UC. Some people get UC and they go in remission, where they experience remission for about a year. I have not been in remission yet. I've been on one biologic medicine called Entyvio that didn't work. Now I'm on another one called Humira. Hopefully that works. But it's like right now I'm like a guinea pig. They're trying to just test different medicines on me to see which one worked. So I'm just like, 1 minute I'm here, next minute I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital more than I'm home. My life is just like crazy. Like this disease is crazy.
Mentally, that will put you in a space where some could feel hopeless.
Absolutely.
What space are you in today?
I'm thankful that I'm still alive. I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeless. I don't feel like, hey, this is the end for me, but I do know that I do have a disease that's not curable. I do know that I have a disease that can lead into colon cancer if it going untreated. Thank God I have great health insurance where I do have the proper medicine to treat it. A lot of people are in my ear telling me I should go holistic, and I would love to go holistic. The only thing is I be in so much pain. Like I had to pop a pill before I came here, so I won't be in pain while I'm having an interview. I was just talking to my manager in the car, like, yo, when we go to New York Friday for this rap thing, I'm just hoping nothing don't pop up. I know I'm gonna have to pop a pain pill right before I walk in that building. I'm living on pain medicine and prayer, because that's all I really have until this medicine, this Humira start working, where I can go into remission. That's what I'm praying. I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that one day I wake up and I don't feel like I'm about to die, because sometimes that's how bad the pain be.
Right.
So it's not, listen, for anybody that's dealing with UC, please, by all means, DM me, reach out to me, tell me your experiences. If you're in remission, let me know how that's working for you. Tell me what you did to get in remission. Tell me what medicines helped you. What holistic medicine, what holistic recommendations you have for me. I'm willing to take anything at this point, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm sure that people that got Crohn's, they say that's even worse. I couldn't imagine, so it's not easy. And then being a rapper, how many gigs I done missed out on?
Right.
Somebody just called me up not long ago for something in New York, and I couldn't make it because I was in the hospital. So I'm praying that I can make it through every day, get through. And I got a film I'm about to work on called Pussy Trap, Jimmy D. St. just film. And I'm like, damn, I hope I can make it through each day on set without. We already started. We just did our round table, but I'm hoping I can make it through this film without being hospitalized, because I know how many hospitalizations I just had prior to your interview and everything else I got coming up.
How many times you been in the hospital?
14 times, 14 flare-ups in 2 years. And even the doctor said, that's a lot for somebody with UC. You're not seeing no signs of remission. I'm like, no.
Is it getting better, or is it?
It's stabilized right now, but it seemed like it got worse. It seemed like, okay, I got diagnosed in 23. I had a little streak where I was doing good. I knocked out a few videos. I knocked out the Breakfast at Tiffany's video. I knocked out the moonwalk video, the sit down video. I think I had like 4 months of remission, but I haven't gotten a year of remission where, okay, 12 months straight with no hospitalizations. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because I keep hearing about people's testimonies on YouTube. I hear people talk about, hey, I'm in 3 years of remission. God damn, I can't even get 6 months. How did she get to 3 years of remission? What is she doing? So that's why I say anybody that's dealing with this disease, let me know. I eat clean. I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't do everything that my doctor, my GI doctor told me not to do anymore. I don't do it. I don't even be nowhere. I live life almost like I'm a hermit. Why am I going through this? I'm a good person. I pray on it. I don't know, I'm not living life. I'm not saying I'm righteous, but I don't live life where I deserve karma, where I feel like, okay, give her the worst case of UC. I'm a good person. Everybody that know me know I'm a good person. It's crazy.
Now, with this health condition, do it prolong your like your expectations of life, the things and goals that you want to accomplish?
Does it prolong it? It feel like for me, it reduces it. It's like life is cut short. It's like, geez. One time I was in the hospital for 13 days straight. It seems like every time it happens during a holiday too. I remember I was in the hospital on my birthday. Then I remember I was in the hospital on Thanksgiving. I mean, yeah, it prolongs. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Does it prolong your expectations of life?
Yes and no. Yes and no. It depends on the scenario. Because sometimes I wake up and I'm like, this is a good day. I don't even feel like somebody close to me, like, how you feeling today? I feel good. Damn, it don't even feel like I got UC. And then out of nowhere, I got UC again. Sometimes, some days are so good where I need to be reminded that I have ulcerative colitis. And then some days are so bad where I'm like, God, why me? It's just up and down, man. And it's hard to plan. I can't plan anything. I remember where I could plan a vacation, plan a trip. I can't, because if I'm out of the country, let's just say I'm out of the country. I'm somewhere else. I'm somewhere anywhere. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some place I haven't been that I want to go. I want to go to Hawaii. I'm in Hawaii and I have a flare up because it's something I ate in Hawaii. Now I'm in a hospital. What, in Hawaii? Right. Away from my primary care physician, away from my doctors, and now I'm dealing with their medicines and it's crazy. I can't even plan a trip.
It's a certain type of fear.
It is. I'm living in fear. And actually, my gastro doctor told me not to even go to certain places, especially like places that like the water. Like I can't even eat certain foods. Like he said, you come out better. That's the first thing they ask me when I have a flare up. Have you been out the country? I'm like, no. Why y'all keep asking me that? They say because we know the water and food in certain countries, depending where you're going. I'm like, no, I haven't been anywhere because y'all told me not to go. They would prefer me not to even go out the country right now until I get my disease under control, until I'm in remission at least.
Now here's a question I ask, people just on a regular, most people say, well, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I ask people, how's your mental health?
That's more important.
How is your mental health today?
Well, I woke up in some pain today. I wake up in pain every day, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I was like, damn, do I have to reschedule this interview, or can I make it? I took my prednisone, I took my mesalamine, and my tramadol, and I say, no, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Drunk my Ensure, and I prayed on it. And that's the same thing I'm going to have to do Friday. That's the same thing I have to do every day moving forward until I get this thing under control. But mentally right now, I'm in a good place. Right now, I feel like I look good. Right now, and I feel good until the pain medicine wear off.
So you pretty much live every day with no high expectations.
Yeah, because I don't want to get myself upset. With expectations, there can be so much stress with that because something you can expect cannot go right. And then now you're like, damn, I expected this. That's why I try not to have any expectations anymore. Especially now that I'm a UC girl. I don't have expectations anymore.
You have kids?
Nope. Not a mom, and I'm an only child. And now the jig is up. Well, because they said the medicine that I'm on right now with this Humira, if I get pregnant, I can harm the baby. So I'm on a very strong medicine. I'm on a injection. I have to inject myself in the stomach every 2 weeks. That's what Humira. I have to inject like a diabetic, but I got to do it every 2 weeks. And it's a very, very strong medicine. I'll harm the baby and myself.
Yeah, I'm type 2 diabetes, and I inject myself in the stomach. So it's
that's the easy part.
Right.
But if I got pregnant right now, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good for the baby.
You ever want kids?
I did, but I think a girl. But I think I want marriage more than a child at this point. I just want my person. Somebody who's going to be there for me on them days and hold me on them days when I'm in pain. Baby, we got this. I'm here. I just want my person. I want marriage more than I want a kid. Children are beautiful, but I got dogs. I know it's no substitute for a real child, but they are my babies. I'm a dog lover.
I love dogs as well. I have a little corgi.
Yeah.
What is your perception of marriage?
Good question. So when I think of marriage, I think of union. I think of family. I think through thick and through thin. I don't think marriage got to have not a label. I don't think marriage got to have. Marriage is more of a business now for a lot of people. A lot of people get married for business reasons. I'm more old school. I'm more traditional. If I'm going to get married, I'm going to stay married. I don't want to get divorced. So that's why it's taken me a long time. I'm just like I was a late bloomer and I started late with sex. I'll probably be that girl to get married at 50. Because it's like, I want that person to be with me to the end. And that takes a lot to find that person. It does. Because some people people get married and have like 5 marriages under their belt. I'm like, what's that about? Maybe 1, maybe 2 I can see. I can see you getting married and that not working, and you being with that person for 10 or 15 years and that not working, and now you're moving on and life is progressing and you found somebody else and you married that person. But some people be having multiple marriages under their belt. I don't get that. How do you look at marriage? Is that like something you just buy and throw away like a piece of clothing to get married that many times?
Some people want the
title.
They want, not only that, some people want to get married, but they don't want to live the journey of marriage.
See, and that's what I want my husband. I want my person. I want that family. Because you look at your husband like your family. That's your family. I'm taking his last name. That's my family. I'm gonna rub his back. I'm gonna cook his meal. I'm gonna make sure he's fed every day. I want that. I want that life. I live like a housewife already. I'm always in the house. So there ain't nothing throw me in there and give me a nice big kitchen with a nice big island so I can cook all day for my man and just watch movies, scary movies, Quentin Tarantino movies, and just, be happy.
Well, you from Uptown. Uptown girls is house bodies.
Yeah, we homebodies.
Yeah. So you got that trickled off on you. So you started acting.
Yes, I was actually acting for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. Mm-hmm. I remember I used to see some of your YouTube videos.
Oh my God! Yeah. Let me find out. Yeah. So you saw The Curse of Elizabeth?
I seen that briefly. And certain things that you would post, some improvs that you would post on YouTube or whatever. And now you're working with Jimmy the Saint.
Yeah.
Okay. How was that?
It's amazing. Well, okay, let's just start with the acting thing. So I did my first film in 2010.
Okay.
I wrote and directed it by myself, and C's also helped out. It's called The Curse of Elizabeth.
Yeah, engineer, studio. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. That's dope.
He helped with the editing process. It's called The Curse of Elizabeth. So my genre is horror. I like horror and thriller. My favorite boogeyman is Freddy Krueger. He's the coolest monster in the world.
I believe Freddy he's not scary to me, he's funny.
Exactly, that's why I said he's the coolest monster in the world.
Yeah, he's
going to kill you and make a joke. with his green and red sweater on, his long claws.
You see that? You see the film where he was dropping the needles and the guy was like
I seen all of them.
Oh man, I love that one.
I'm a Freddy fan. That's my guy. But anyway, My first film, The Curse of Elizabeth, in 2010. And then after that, which is recently, I just did my own film again. You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, you got to see it, honey. It's called Altered Ego. I wrote and directed that myself as well.
Okay,
starring a bunch of people. I'm a little unhappy about the film now for other reasons. I can't get into that. I don't want to talk about that. But
did it not come out like you wanted?
No, it did. It's just that now somebody is in it that I wish wasn't in it.
Okay.
Anyway, good film. So because of that film, because it did so good, it's doing really good on YouTube and everybody loved it. It's opening the door. Like, yo, I didn't know you had that in you. I know you did your film back in the day in 2010, but in this movie, you really acting. Like, you really acting. So now Jimmy reached out for the Pussy Trap, and this is going to be an interesting film. Man, when y'all see me, this character I play, Storm, she's the complete opposite of who Tammi is. So I'm going to really show my acting skills again, because this character is completely different. She is like the villain of the film. Without telling too much, she's the villain. She's very vindictive and conniving, the complete opposite of me.
I told Jimmy, I said, man, where do you get these titles from? Because previously he had The Wrong Bee.
The Wrong Bee.
Now he got, the P Trap and everything.
You don't curse.
Huh?
You don't curse. Or I can't curse on here. I done said pussy a couple times. I did the P. He's saying P Trap. You're a good guy. Oh, you don't curse. Oh,
so
that's sweet.
He came up with that. So obviously, he could take us through a loop and saying, okay, it's explicit.
Oh yeah, I mean that's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? Just to give you the backstory, it's about a madam who has the #1 escorting business in Philadelphia. One of the top escorting business in Philadelphia, and one of her call girls get brutally murdered, and we're trying to find out who did it. So it's a trap, hence P Trap.
Wow, that's a good one, Jimmy.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was a good. This is the script is what got me. When I read the script and I read more specifically when I read my characters, I'm like, you know what? I want to do something that's more challenging. They expected, nowadays on a lot of the Tubi movies, no shade, but I don't think there's much acting involved because people are playing who they really are. You playing who you are. You a rapper, right? You playing like a rapper's character. That's not acting to me. To me, I'm sorry, that's not acting if I'm a rapper and I'm playing a rapper. Give me something. Let me play something that's going to blow your mind. I wouldn't mind being a call girl. I ain't never sold no P a day in my life. I wouldn't mind being a conniving call girl that's trying to take over an empire, because in real life, I'm a sweetheart who don't care about what empire you got, more power to you. And I'm definitely not a vindictive and conniving person. And again, I don't sell P. So now I'm acting because I'm being something completely different from who I am. Right. That's acting to me. When you're playing a role that's like a stretch for you. So now it's like, okay, or let me play a nun one day. Let me play a detective. It's something that you would least expect. I don't want to be a rapper playing a rapper. Don't give me that role. I'm probably going to turn it down.
Now, are you leaning towards more of the acting world versus the music?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
I think I'm a better actor.
Okay.
I think I'm a great rapper. Again, my pen is crazy, but I know my capability. I think that I wouldn't be. Man, I'm a hell of an actor.
Who are some of the directors that you would want to work with?
Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, that's a good one.
He need to do a Kill Bill 3.
That's a good one.
He need to do a 3. Now, I know Uma Thurman probably wouldn't want to be Mamba right now. And 2, she killed Bill. And that was the whole purpose. That's why it's called Kill Bill. Bill is dead now. So I don't know how he's going to do a 3. But goddamn, if he do a Pulp Fiction 2. I don't know, something.
I like that he always employ Samuel L. Jackson.
He keep a lot of his actors employed. Tyler Perry do the same thing. Yeah. I like that. I like that loyalty. I like that these directors keep the people, they have their favorites. They want to keep certain people employed. He got the people he liked to work with. Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis, Sam. That's dope.
You ever wanted to start your own label production company?
Filming company.
Filming company?
Mm-hmm.
So
Black Russian.
Yeah, so
Black
you really
Russian
are
films.
leaning towards
Absolutely. Music is music is sad right now. The music industry is sad right now. I'm sorry. It's not a good genre.
It is.
It's not a good genre. I'm not happy. I'm disappointed. And you asked me earlier about gatekeepers. It's funny. Somebody called me a gatekeeper. One of these little girls that rap, they think they call me a gatekeeper. I said, I'm not pushing no buttons. Of all people, me. So I got the power. I got the power to tell you what you cannot do or don't put her here. Don't let her do this. I got the power to do that. I can push those type of buttons, huh? That's great that they think that big of me, though. If they think that I got that much power.
I believe everyone are a gatekeeper in their own way.
How?
Because, all right, so if you want to come into my house,
okay,
and I have certain policies, certain rules and regulations in my house,
okay,
and it's a certain type of culture in my house.
Okay.
But you want to come into my house, I have the power to say yay or nay.
That's gatekeeping?
That's gatekeeping. That's my gatekeeping. That's why I said we have our own gatekeeping. Now,
I'm talking about in the music industry.
So in the music industry,
yeah.
I think a lot of people. Well, I get where the person would say that you are a gatekeeper because you got access to certain things, and you can say yay and nay. You can put in a good word or a negative word in somebody's ear.
Guess what? I never did because I never cared. They are not on my radar. Listen, none of these girls are on my radar. Not one girl. I could stand in a room with a Beyonce. I'm sorry. Let's stick to female rappers. I could stand in a room with a Nicki Minaj, a Glorilla, or anybody else that's on my level or beneath me, and still be Tammi and still sit here just like this. And what's T? I'm not threatened by any, and I don't look down on any. I'm who I am. So for me to gatekeep, that's a stretch. I'm not telling her what she can do and what she can't do, because guess what? I don't care what she's doing. I want us all to win. I'm the girl that's in all the female rappers' comments saying, yeah, boo, parade. They don't reciprocate. I'm not threatened by none of them. It seems like it's the other way around. I show love to all the girls. I want us all to win, especially because we're women and we're Black and we need to win. This industry has been male dominated long enough. And there's so much division, especially in Philly. I wish we all can get on the same record and kill it. I wish we can do a ladies' night remix, pick the hottest chicks. Let's all get in the booth. Since it's all this, you know what I mean, competition. Let's see who really can rap the best. Let's all get in the booth. Let's do a song together. I'm with it. I'm with all of that. But it just seems like there's so much division in our city. Or no, I'm not fucking with her. She ain't this or she ain't that. I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm with it. So I never gatekeep anybody because I don't really need to do that. That just seems so beneath me.
Let me ask you something. As Lady Merk, did you feel like Lady Merk got her fair shot as an artist?
Yeah, she was popping. I think she was popping. I think for what she represented, and for as long as she was out, no, she didn't get the record deal. She wasn't doing all the sucking and effing, and she was never in the mix. I didn't hang out at the Batcave studio. I wasn't the girl that as soon as my session was over, I wanted to be in all the other guys' rooms and see what the other guys doing. In niggas' faces, giving out my number. I got it in and got out. Whenever I did go to the Batcave, shout out Rug, I got in and got out. I never been in the mix chick. I've been approached. I worked with a lot of people. I met a lot of celebrities. I met a lot of big people. People you would least expect. I met them and they know me. And I've been approached and I turned down. But God knows where I would be if I didn't turn down, if I didn't say no. But then I would have that name. Oh yeah, you got here, but it was because of me. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that under me. I don't want to have no guy can't ever say, oh yeah, you got here because of this, because you gave this up or you did this. And I've been approached by, listen, I got some stories. About the best of them. But that's another thing. I don't pillow talk. I don't take screenshots of the DMs I get. But people that near and dear to me, they know. They know the exchanges I had with these people.
As far as the Philly scene for me, it's selective.
It is. It's like a lot of picks and a lot of favorites. And it's like, it'd be in one direction. It'd be like, it's got to be this person and that's it. and nobody else matters. I think it got to be a little bit more diverse, a little bit more universal. Let everybody that do all forms of music get accepted, not just a rapper that's just drill rapping or just a girl that's just talking about pussy all day. Let it be more universal. So let radio be more, put the hot rappers back on there that's actually spitting, that's barring, that's actually giving us some metaphors, some double entendre, some punchlines. Oh, we get the ratchet. We got it. We got it. We got it now. Now that we got it, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to rapping. And artists working with each other more. You know, stop going to these events, shooting up the event. Let's actually have a good time. Less guns, more fun, less ratchet, more talent. And I think that's a start. Is we gonna ever get there? I don't know.
We got a name outside of Philadelphia. We are the home of the spitters. We've never had the title or brought up in that conversation where we're home of the established business people. Far as music.
You think we will ever have that name? Home of the established business people or business? You think we will ever have that with all this division and hate?
I don't see that.
Yeah, ain't that sad? Because you got the potential to have that because you got people like Charlie Mack, Cosmic Kev, people that you would call gatekeepers, people that can push the needle. You got Gilly, you got Wallow, you got Sherelle Parker,
right?
You got Milano, you got me, you got people with voices, people who, I got a story to tell. I have ulcerative colitis. I could be a spokesperson for UC and Crohn's people, survivors or warriors. And then you got people that really do got that position to push these needles and get shit done. But is anything getting done? I see more killing and more hate than anything in my own city. But we supposed to be the home of the spinners and the city of brotherly love. Come on, y'all. Let's stop the boy. Let's cut the shit. Let's cut the shit. Let's bring it back to spitting. We can have let's put that ratchet shit on pause for a minute because right now I have not seen more plane crashes in my back-to-back plane crashes in my life more now than ever. And Trump has only been in the office for how long? It hasn't even been 90 days yet. I'm not saying he the reason for anything. I'm not blaming him for anything. I don't know what's going on. It feels like we under attack. I don't know what's going on. They're trying to fear us into catching planes. It's scary now. So it's time. The world is not in a good place. Not even just in Philly, period. The world is not in a good place. So let's pick better messages. Let's make better decisions as people in the city of Philly. Let's start there because right now things ain't looking good. So, let's get back to talent and messages. I think that's a start.
What is one message that you would give a up and coming artist that's hopping right off the porch, have no background in music? What is one thing that you would tell them?
The same thing that Guru told me back in 2002. Never conform. What they don't respect now, what they don't accept now, they'll respect later. I was for a long time, I was conforming. I was the girl that, because I talk about the girls that rap about pussy all the time, but I want to be contradicting myself because I used to be that rapper. Because somebody told me I had to rap like that to sell records. One of my old men, I'm not going to say their names, but at the time when I was Lady Merk, after the Ram Squad thing, when I was doing my own thing, when I released all them projects, somebody at the time said, no, you got to rap about that. No, you got to show your ass. You got to twerk a little bit. You got to turn up. You got to show skin. You got to be sexy because sex sells. Sex sells. They told me that in order to win. And I did all of that and I ain't getting no deal off of that. Where did I go? Oh, because I wasn't really technically selling the sex. Oh, that's why? So no, I would give that same art, especially a female. I would say, hey, however you rapping, especially if she's like somebody that got a message in her music and I see the potential in her, be yourself. Don't conform. Don't conform. Don't listen to Don't do whatever, because whatever she's successful at, whatever it's working for her, it's working for her. It doesn't mean the same thing gonna work for you. I'm not a believer of following. I'm a leader.
A lot of females, you know, they and not just artists. We talking about females in general. A lot of females, they don't leave the space for a male's imagination. They pretty much don't throw nothing on, you know. And I think the modest look is kind of out the window now, just for the average person.
Sometimes modest can be considered corny.
Well, what you got on is modest.
I'm telling you, no. To some people, modest is considered corny. You would expect the typical female would come in here with her titties all out, right? And showing it all. Like you said, no room for imagination. I'm fully covered. You must well say this is a turtleneck almost. It's sheer, but I'm leaving room to the imagination.
My last question.
Nowadays, they look at an outfit as a bra and panty. Now, to me, that's not fly. I'm a fashion major. Some girls
look at what?
Some girls get dressed, and their outfit is like a bra and panty. You seen the city girls dress? Yeah. That'd be like the outfit. Like that's the outfit. See, I'm a believer in dressing, throwing that shit, like putting an outfit together.
Right.
Like a nice little Jean Paul Gaultier dress with a moon boot. Like that's an outfit for me. Because it's clothes. Because that's what outfit. Like nowadays, you can go and get a bra and panty and throw it on with a mink and a chinchilla, and that's the outfit.
That's the outfit.
That's the whole outfit.
Well, now
you be seeing. Don't act like you be seeing. And shout out to the city girl, because I think JT, she be fly when she be putting her little shit. When she be putting her little Ricky Owens outfits on, her little Ricky outfits on, they be cute. But like I'm never gonna turn a bra and panty to an outfit. It's just never gonna be. It's never been my thing. A bra and panty, sis. What is that? That's beach. That's the beach. That's not an outfit.
So is it safe to say that and it's sad that I'm about to say this.
What?
That the male artists from back in the day, how they used to degrade and exploit women, is now a thing. Like artists is like, in order to even have someone view your music or your music video, you have to exploit yourself. And you have to talk like this. And you have to degrade yourself and belittle yourself in order to not even just get a record deal, just for somebody to hear your stuff.
Sad to say, yeah. It seemed like you talk about like the era, like when Too Short or Luke and all of them, that era.
Right.
Yeah, it's repeated itself. History has repeated itself. Because it was a minute where it stopped. Remember? It was like that Lauryn Hill, that I would say, what was that, like 99 to like 2000 and what?
2006, 7?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
From like 99 to like 2007, it stopped. It was like clean. That's when Outkast, like Outkast was out. And now it's like back to that again. But now men ain't exploiting women. Women are exploiting women.
Right.
We doing it. The girls is doing it. So you done heard that you was a bitch all these years, and you done heard you had a fat ass, or you ain't shit. Now girls is leading with songs, and they actually coming out saying, I know I'm a black bitch, I know I'm a hoe. But guess what? I got money though. You leading your song saying you know you a hoe, but guess what? You got money though.
It's sad.
You embracing being a hoe as long as you got the money. Sexy Red got a lip gloss collection of STDs. And I bet you people bought it. Yeah, she got a lip gloss collection. And the name of the lip glosses is like booty hole, brown, and gonorrhea, and yellow discharge. But she one of the top female rappers in the world right now. She getting booked the most. Shout out to her. You know about her. Don't act like you surprised.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, she has a lip gloss collection of like gonorrhea and yellow discharge and booty hole brown.
Yeah, that's tough right there. That's tough.
Yeah.
Tammi, my last question. My last question is, what is one thing no one know about Tammi, but they need to know? I think I got it.
You got me.
I got her. I get them all
You
the
got
time.
me. You get them all the time with this one? One thing they don't know about Tammi, but they need to. What is it that I kept? Because I'm an open book. I'm not a secretive person. I'm not a liar either. I live my life like an open book because I feel like people that got too many secrets, what you hiding? Especially if you're an artist. I made the conscious decision to be an entertainer. Put it all out there. You know what I mean? What y'all already know I got ulcerative colitis. For people, I'm a Gemini. I'm an only child. I don't have any kids. What is it about me that y'all don't know that y'all need to know about me?
It's one thing.
It's one thing. I'm very intelligent. They know that. They can read between the lines. Because I'm very loquacious. I talk a lot. So it's like when you got a story to tell and you can tell it well, they know you're intelligent. So they know that already. Oh my God, that you need to know?
Let me ask you this.
I can't think of anything because I'm an open book. Because I didn't have to let people know I had ulcerative colitis. I let y'all know that. That was my business. I didn't have to put that out there. Now that would have been the one thing.
Are you loyal to default sometimes?
I am. And brutally honest. Those are the two things I am. I'm brutally honest and loyal by default. I think that I would respect loyalty over love. I would take loyalty over love. Because people can love you.
Still do you in.
Yeah. I would take loyalty over anything. It hurt. I just found out somebody that I thought was a best friend of mine was not a best friend of mine. And I cried. Not because I didn't think she loved me, but because she betrayed me. And I take friendship very personal. So yeah. Loyalty, I guess that's something they don't know about me. I'm really, really big on loyalty. And I hate liars. I hate habitual liars, people that just wake up and just start lying. I had an ex lie on me and told me the reason why he put his hands on me was because I cheated on him. I never cheated on a boyfriend a day in my life. I don't cheat because I believe in loyalty. Can't no guy ever say I cheated on him unless he lying. So I really take that personal. I take loyalty serious, and I take it hurts me more than anything when I devote my everything to someone and I find out they backstab me or they lied. That hurts me more than I'm really big on loyalty. That shit means a lot to me.
Yeah, betrayal.
I would rather you be honest.
Yeah.
Betrayal, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That you can take from me. I would rather somebody steal one of my Chanel bags. Take a bag. I will cut you off. I'm not gonna shoot you like Remy shot that girl. I'm not gonna shoot you. But that's how you shooting yourself, because you killing yourself by stealing from me, because now you ain't gotta worry about me ever again. You needed that more than I did. So you can have that. But that loyalty, that betrayal, ooh. There's no getting back from that. You can't apologize. There's nothing you can do to get that back. It's a wrap. It's a done bun.
It is. It is. I've been betrayed by people that I'm talking about was directly close to me.
Oh yeah.
And that is. Woo.
Oh, I know. I just found out the feeling like a week ago. I just found out that feeling. I cried for like a whole day. My mom was like, "Are you?" I had to tell my mom, and that shit. She was like, "Are you okay?" When she found out who it was, she was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Mom." So that betrayal thing hurts me more than I say. I would rather you steal from me. I would rather you hit me. Do anything else. Don't betray me. Don't betray me.